All right, welcome to Omeo Podcast. It is me, Ifabukumi Oshuntola, and I'm here with my lovely co-host, Ifatoyin Yeyelua Fashe.
Eka-san.
We're here to discuss the lovely Yemoja and Olókun and their relationship with each other. Before we start, I want to say Olókun Oba Omeo, please bless this podcast. Bless everyone who is listening to this podcast. May they learn to get further knowledge into you as well as we're trying to learn more about you ourselves. Let nothing but positivity come out of this podcast. Let us say what we should say and let us not say what you do not want us to say.
For sure.
I pray that the things that we do say falls on good ears and always expand with knowledge that probably do know, and also bring in people who want to come on this podcast and talk about a local. A local, bring your people. But we're very thankful that you chose us to speak on
Ashe.
your behalf. Um, and may we have a very, very good podcast this evening. So, Ifatoyin, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I know it's been a minute. I know people are probably wondering where we've been at, but we're here. We haven't forgotten y'all.
Hmm.
Life has just been lifing, but Olokun keeps us afloat, and now we're back.
Yeah, he's not playing. Like, I know you got lives, but get your butt on that podcast, okay? We haven't been doing our thing, but we're back at it, you know?
It's all in divine timing. When it's time, it's time.
Yeah, you know, day jobs and all, kids, children, husbands, life, you know,
Yes. Well,
and other things and other things. So, you know, you just had your old doom.
I had my Odunifa, but I'm about to have my Odunolokun in a couple weeks, so that's exciting. So
Yes. Always exciting, you know, to hear the messages of the year and be read for filth. Anyway,
no, Olokun loves me. She doesn't read me for Phil. We're not gonna put that out there.
you haven't been to my old doom. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
It's all for our betterment.
Oh, yeah. That's how I'm going to look at it. Positive,
There you go.
positive, positivity. You know, Oshun loves me. She does. Mm.
Mhm, she does.
So, okay. Well,
Yeah. So we are, like you said, talking about Olokun and Yemaja,
mhm.
part of our little series that we're doing, talking about Olokun and all of the other water orishas. I think the last episode we talked about Olokun and Oshun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, and what is the greeting for Yemoja? I know that most people say Onyo, the same greeting that we give to Olokun for Yemoja. I think in
Hmm.
Brazil they say Odoya, mother of the river,
Hmm.
Odoya.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think those are the only two greetings I've heard for Yemoja, unless you know of another one.
Mother of fishes.
Well, that's what her name means. That's what Yemoja means.
Yeah, but they also, you know, that's what I hear. She is my family
Your family, right?
patron. Yeah, she's on my dad's side, my daddy. So she is dear to my heart. She's always been with me, even from the start. I don't know if anyone remembers, like when my first readings, Yemoja came.
Mhm.
So yeah, this is she's very near and dear to me. I love her. she loves me back.
Mhm.
You know? If anything's happening with my family, I definitely ask her,
You have to go to
for
that. Yeah.
I go to her for help, for guidance and help,
Mhm.
you know? And recently, we did have something happen in the family, and Yemoja came in clutch. I was like, "Yes, gotta praise the mother." But
That's great.
anyway,
That's
yes, so what do you have about Yemoja?
Yamaja, just like a lot of the water orishas, very similar to Olokun. And again, we're coming from an Isheshe perspective out of Nigeria, the Nigerian context. I know in the diaspora, they have a very different um, understanding of Yamaja, but still some similarities. But yeah, her worship is a little bit different in the Americas. Similar to Olokun and Oshun, she's just another iteration of water. We talked about water and all of its different phases and purposes and the cycle of water, right? So because of that, all water we should have very similar characteristics and qualities. As they're have different regional notoriety. So they're known so the main water orisha in different regions might be different, but they tend to carry the same or very similar characteristics. But again, Olokun being the elder of all water, Olokun Lagbaumi means Olokun is the elder, the chief of all waters.
Ashe?
Olokun being a primordial force, one of Iromale, as is Oshun. But yeah, Yemaja is mostly, well, is very much venerated in Ogun State. That's where Yemaja derives from, Ogun State in Nigeria. So that's like in the Abeokuta area and around there. But she's Orisha of the Ogun River, which flows into the Lagos Lagoon and then also into the ocean, which is why we can also call the Yamaja at the ocean. But she is not the Orisha of the ocean. Unlike here in the diaspora, she is Orisha of the Ogun River. That is where you worship Yamaja in her natural habitat, is at the Ogun River. They don't worship Yamaja at the ocean. But like Olokun and Oshun, she, people go to her to bless them with children, with wealth, with healing, emotional balance, strength, purity, creativity of any kind. She's a protector of women, so very feminine deity. She's very maternal. She's a nurturer. She represents a lot of healing, nurturing energy. So anybody who is doing shadow work, working on their mother wounds. She's a good energy to kind of invoke. She takes away sorrows, sadness, helps you to find balance, helps you to find joy, happiness. Um, as we said, her name, Yemoja, really translates to she's a mother whose children are fish. So if you think about fish in the ocean are plentiful. Fish in the ocean are like, there's no limits to fish. So she has many, many children. So she takes care of everyone. Like she is the mother of the community. She's the mother of, just that extensive external mother being. Fish also represent wealth and, because and children, so if you think about it, she represents the mother of all like living energy and she takes care of the community. So all ocean life, all living things in the water, in any water, is considered belonging to Yamaja, one of Yamaja's children.
And she just had a festival in Nigeria.
Yamaja. I know they had a Lokun festival in Lagos recently, some
Yeah, during the same time they
same
was having
time.
Yemoja. Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's fairly like, from what I've seen, it's just like a local festival. It's just gotten its, footing over the years.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure people venerate it, okay, a local and, Yemoja at some point in time, but as far as being like an international one, like, Oshun's festival,
Mhm.
They're now doing, festival, Obata
Mhm.
festival. Dang it, I'm tongue tied. Shango festival, Ogun festival. They got, SU is not
Right.
Satan, festival.
For all the Orishas. I think
Yeah,
we're gonna do a future podcast on Olókun Festival and look at where but anyway,
yeah.
but
Okay.
yes, um, and again, it's interesting to think about, like, how did she come to be worshipped differently in the Americas than Nigeria? And, I mean, because, in Cuba, she shares the ocean domain with Olókun. She's the top of the ocean, Olókun's the bottom of the ocean. In Brazil, she is just the ocean. So it's just interesting to think about, like, how that transference happened, and I guess it's because she's a flowing river, a river that has, like, life in it that flows into the ocean, which is why you can call her the ocean. I'm thinking, like, maybe that's what happened, why over here in the Americas she became the Orisha of the ocean, because she tends to have more children than Olókun. So maybe the folks who ended up over here in the Americas, maybe there were just more Yamaja priests that came over and they knew to, they could call her at the ocean, they could call her while they were on the ships, perhaps. I don't know. But maybe that's how she just ended up becoming the Orisha of the ocean over here in the Americas, whereas there probably was less knowledge of Olókun that ended up over here and less priesthood. So Yamaja just
Yeah.
became that's my
It's,
assumption.
well, like because Yemoja is like my father's side, and it's a deity, that was during reading and stuff like that, and I'm like, "What?" You And it could be like, with the people taken from, that part, possibly, they could have been heavily, Yemaja worshipers
Yeah.
versus, the worshipers of, a local, um, and they probably came later, you know, and also um, where they're at, your terrain. Yemoja probably spoke to them in the ocean, so therefore, boom, she gonna forever be in the ocean. That could also be a possibility because it's the Caribbeans.
Well, I mean, we don't know, but these are
It's
just like
speculation. And,
exact.
everybody, and then some people could have, word of mouth, on down of how this started and where, it all came from. We're more concentrated on the Isheshe side, but if someone from the Lukumi side wants to come and share their knowledge on it, fine.
And just to say, like, it's totally acceptable and fine to worship Yamaja. In fact, when you do go to the ocean, even when you're going there to greet Olókun, you still should greet Yamaja when you're there. Lord, I just lost my train of thought. I was about to say something really, really smart.
It'll come back to you, I promise.
Yeah, it'll come back.
They
Anyway,
also think of her as Mami Wata as well.
they do transpose her with Mami Wata. They also transpose her with La Sirène from Haiti. So, like I said, a lot of these water orishas have a lot of the similar characteristics. And so a lot of times they get interchanged with one another in different cultures, in different regions, and different traditions.
Mhm.
But it is important to note that they are separate individual orishas of their with their own priesthoods, their own cults, their own,
Which is crazy to
worship.
me, because 'cause I'm like, okay, I'm thinking like, alright, maybe because of the mermaid factor, But then they also see Oshun as a mermaid, Oya, uh, who else is a mermaid?
Some people say Olokun is a mermaid.
That too. No, then in relay,
Every
heavenly, you know? But
emerging.
could it be, you know, saying, do they think of them as all the Mami Wata pantheon? Or because of the mermaid factor? Or, you know,
I think it just really depends on where you are.
yeah,
Yeah. Again, they represent different stages of the cycle of water. So, where even though they have a lot of similar characteristics in terms of like what you would go to Olokun or Yamaja for, just always remember that Olokun is, I won't say the same, but similar, but Olokun is more expansive. Olokun is more whatever Oshun and Yamaja and whatever they give, Olokun is twicefold. Olokun is extra, you know. Olokun also represents royalty and divination and the world between the spiritual and the material, the subconscious mind. So, and because Olokun is more reclusive and solitary, doesn't have as many children as Yamaja, but she represents more of like the internal awareness, the subconscious domain, whereas Yamaja is more the external mother. You know, she's a mother to the community, whereas Olokun is more going inside yourself, if that makes sense. But they still work together. They're never in competition with each other. They complement one another. So just like, you know, again, when you go to the lagoon, you greet Olosa, but you also greet Olokun there. But when you go to the ocean, you greet Olokun, but you can also greet Yamanja there. So there is this interconnectedness, where all the water, different forms of water have their different purposes and roles, but yet they're all the same water, if that makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
I even witnessed that when I was at the river, a local was at the river with me, you know.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter. And a locum is, let me see if I'm saying it right. Arumile
Iromale, yeah.
and Emoja is not. I'll go into a little later.
Go ahead. Go
That's
go ahead and
that's
and
mm,
talk a little bit about
okay.
your vision.
All right. So yes, I got a vision from a local. She was telling me because I was meditating on this podcast, which I frequently do on every podcast. Trying and most of the time, when you speak to a local speaks to you in visions, you know, through mediation. And so I asked her, and she gave on her own time though, you know.
Yeah.
That's
See, we sometimes we be late with these episodes because you know, Olokun comes when she comes,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I'm at work, and then boom, she wants to speak. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, anyway, let me get to the
Yeah,
vision.
right.
So she spoke and she said Yemoja was a mother and a queen to the next king, Shango. Because of her good works and loving acts, the river she cherished so much, they remembered her at
The Ogun.
um, the Ogun River.
Yeah.
She is the nurturing mother, the mother you wish you had. You know what most of us wish we had as the one that is very, very motherly, that will cry with you, that would hold you, that would kiss you and say, "Baby, you'll be okay," and all this, you know? Some of us don't have those mothers. Some of us have a whole different other, you know.
Type of mother.
Yeah, you know, even though, yeah, she loves you, but in her own way, but
Right.
it's not the love of Yemoja. So that's when I say that, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
She's the one who comforts the children, the one you can cry out to for help, the one who hugs you in the night to chase away the monsters under the bed. She's the sacrificer for her own children, the selfless mother. And also, she said Yemoja is an egungun that became an Orisha, an elevated ancestor. She has a masquerading Gelede,
Gelede, Gelede.
Gelede, okay. Olókun is not egungun because Olókun is Arunle. Devotees who know how to work with and manipulate these energies. Some do it extraordinary well, and others only so-so. But Yemoja is honored as an egungun.
Mhm.
I did hear at one point in time that all Orishas, the form is your egungun
Yeah,
because they walked this earth at one point in time, and somewhere in your bloodline, you have they're there. Somewhere in your DNA, they are there.
you descend from the yep,
Yes. Usually there's no Orisha unless there is some tie to um, a human.
right.
Female deities are typically placed in water, so that's the reason why they placed her in water. Um, I think that's what Olokun was trying to say. That's the reason why she is in the Ogun River because females they usually place them in a river or a body of water. The relationship between her and the Olokun, she is accepted as a water Egun, and her devotees honor her in water. The Olokun, meanwhile, observes and records all that happens in the water, and that is their connection. All right. So I'm going to read a verse from Ogmeyonu, and I'm gonna say it in English because I would try it in Yoruba. Okay. I'm going to try it in Yoruba. All
Okay.
right?
Right.
Don't yell at me.
Why would I yell at you?
Practice makes perfect, so I'm practicing here. All right?
Go ahead.
So, Kase,
Ashe.
Kaleye is Kashe. Okay. Kaleye, Ebo, Arubo, Aye wa bere si, Idada. Ida. Not Idada. Ida. All right, let me say it in English. When water flows, let it flow to the river, let it flow to the ocean's depth. Whoever speaks of life must remember that the world was created with water. And Moja poured the waters of joy. Okun washed her children in spirit. They said we should offer sacrifice so we may survive. We accepted, we offered, and our world began to flourish.
Ashe.
So this is mostly speaking water is the source of life. It could be spiritual, physical, emotional, material. If you want to see things really, really like take off, you have to honor water.
That's right.
Give praise to water. Yemoja and Oloki.
Ashe.
So
Ashe.
that is my take on Yemoja. I know that she is white, sometimes blue.
Mhm.
Same way with Oshun. Oshun is white and yellow, but mostly white.
Mhm. Mhm.
Majority of the time white. Her pot that I have is in white. Her statue that I have is white. Her necklace
Or
that
Ileke.
has her name on there. It's not an ileke. Well, I don't think of it as an ileke
Okay.
because it's not used as such. It has her name on it. I don't know, but her necklace, okay,
Okay.
or ileke, whatever you call it. It's blue and white, and it has her name on it. What goes all in there? I don't think I'm supposed to tell you. And and so most of the time, I give her watermelon. I give her watermelon juice. I can give her honey. I recently, last year, gave her 2 ducks, and, you can throw Obi to her.
She also
What
has
else?
her Erindin Logun, right?
Yeah, all of
Calories.
them do.
Yeah.
All of them.
Well, not all of them, like, Ogun
Yep.
doesn't. But yeah, but sh I know she
Oh,
speaks through Erindin Logun.
I
Mm,
thought most of them, if you get initiated, you get your set of, calories.
just because they give you that don't mean anyway.
Alright. Hey, lineage, lineage. That's all I'm saying. Okay. But, my mine didn't come with,
Yeah.
her own set, because I didn't, like, formally initiate
You
into
just
her.
have her pot, yeah.
Yeah, because that's what she asked me to do. She said to just receive her for the family. Most of the time when you have a family orisha, you don't necessarily need to initiate to, you just have to service the orisha.
Well, I gotta initiate to Oshun, that's my family Orisha.
You have to? She
Mm,
told you you do?
mhm. Well, Ifa told me.
Oh,
Mm,
okay. Well, let's not bring that up because, that's gonna be another we right now, I just have her
and
and, I
but
and we're
you know
doing
what I've
well. We're
seen
doing
though, which is interesting? I've seen and this is mostly in the diaspora, which also kinda, speaks to how a lot of things are interchanged with a lot of the water orishas. So, like, in Nigeria, I've seen where, people will put, like, plates, like, white plates on Mami Wata's shrine, and I think in the diaspora, like in Brazil, I've seen them use white plates, especially if they're chipped, to represent Yemaja, like, on Yemaja shrines.
what do you mean white plate?
Just
To
like
put
dishes.
offerings on?
No, just like
It's like decoration.
yeah, just part of her shrine, part of the things that you put near her
Mm,
are like china,
okay.
like dishes.
Well, if she spoke to me like, Oshun spoke to me or Ifa spoke to me, they asked me what they wanted on their shrine,
Yeah, yeah,
you know?
right.
They'll speak to you
Each
and tell you.
person's individual shrine will be different based on what they want for you there, but, yeah, I just thought it was interesting that I've seen that, and I think, Yemaja also uses the fan, which, we know Oshun uses a fan, Olókun has a fan, like, that's also very common with water Orisha.
Royalty.
Yeah,
And most of the time, when you honor Shango,
mhm,
Yemoja is close by his side.
right, 'cause Yemaja's the mother of Shango.
Yeah. Most of the time, I've seen most of the time that when someone gets a Shango, Cabiesio, they give Yemoja and Oya as a package deal. Like you get all three.
In
In some
Nigeria or
places they don't. Yeah, in Nigeria. In
okay,
some places they don't.
okay,
So
interesting.
just like with my Oshun,
Mhm,
some people get what I got, some people don't.
yeah. It
Because
depends
I've
on
seen
the local.
Oshun priests say that. We're like, "Oh, that's interesting that you got that because most of the time they don't get that." And they're like, "Okay, whatever." You know? But, it's you're like your Olókun, I know you're initiated, but your Olókun's not the same as mine.
Right, exactly. Well, we have 2 different lineages of a local one.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's, also very specific and particular to you, to your Ori, to your destiny,
gotcha.
to your Odu, the Orisha, they want certain things based on what you need for your destiny. Like, I have certain things near my Ifa and near my Oshun that they specifically requested. That doesn't mean that it's required for everybody, It's specific to me.
Yeah, that's correct.
into my
you
energy.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it goes along with your destiny, how they see you, your relationship with them. So as I continue to develop my relationship with Yemoja,
Yeah.
she will. I know she will. She will tell me
Oh,
what
yeah.
she wants,
They don't
what
let
she
you know
don't,
that.
what food she likes to eat. I know that you was saying that some people feed her fish.
I've heard that, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm just saying it's
Oh, that's crazy. 'Cause I
maybe."
know some people who initiated, then she took fish away.
Right.
So, I don't know, but hey, like we said, it depends on, your relationship with destiny and, things of that nature. They can go either way. I can never ever say that this is one way only,
Exactly.
ever.
Exactly, and that's what people need to stop doing is assuming that there's only one way to do things with an Orisha. It's not the case. It's individuals. Every person has their individual destiny and have their own individual needs, and the Orisha know that, and they'll make it
Mhm.
known.
There are some baselines, like,
Yeah,
Ifa needs a king.
right, of course.
They need a king. So, but, on top of that, there are some other things that go into the pot versus other people don't get that. So, that is essentially what we're saying. There is a baseline, but as you layer the cake, the layers can be different from other people.
Ashe.
I said, but okay, so we are past our 30-minute mark. Oh, we are talking today.
Well, we just a little bit.
And next episode, I believe we're going to.
Well, we haven't confirmed that yet, have we?
Hmm,
Well, stay tuned for the next episode. We don't know what we're gonna talk about yet, but as always, if you have suggestions, please comment and let us know. You
mhm.
can comment to us on YouTube. I think in Spotify, there might be a place to comment. But join the conversation. Let us know what you think. Let us know your input. Let us know your experiences. You're a Yamaja priest.
Ashe.
Let us add to the conversation. We want to learn as well. We want to spread different perspectives and, share the full story of what it's like to be a devotee of Orishas, especially of the water.
Hmm.
So, yeah, so please, add your contribution where you see fit.
Yeah. We would
Like,
like for you to
subscribe.
like, share, subscribe. We are on all platforms. We will, the local blessings, we will try to continue to get these out, on a regular basis, not just months in, hiatus. And we do want to interview people,
Yes.
someone who has years and years, elders that
Mhm.
have extensive knowledge and what we talking about because a local hasn't told us everything.
Right.
And we are interested in also learning, and also you can learn with the people who are also listening as well. As things have been given to you, pass it down. That's what I believe.
Yeah.
We are all learning, and we do thank you for listening. Ifatoyin, would you like to let us go out in prayer?
Sure, will do. We greet you. We give thanks to you. Thank you for bringing us together to enjoy another episode of the Omeo podcast. Thank you for your messages. Thank you for your guidance and all the things, wisdom and knowledge and understanding that you put on our hearts, that you share with us to be able to expand upon your message, to expand its reach,
Ashe.
that more people have understanding of you as an Orisha, as Iromale, as the owner of all waters. We thank you for this message about your connection to Yemaja. We also greet Yemaja Omyo, and we ask for blessings. Let everyone who hears this podcast receive your blessings. Let everyone who hears this podcast receive the healing in their spirit that comes from um, your motherly nature. For those of us who need comfort, who need understanding, who need care, who need to feel accepted,
Ashe,
that unconditional love that only a mother can give. Let that love enter everyone's lives and heal what needs to be
Ashe,
healed, heal the heart, heal the mother wounds that many of us carry, so that we can walk in this life more blessed, more joyful, more prosperous, more healed, and more loving. Give us compassion, give us wisdom, give us understanding, give us deep internal self reflection so that we can
Ashe,
heads up like royalty and attract goodness and blessings. We thank you for all of our listeners. We thank you for growing this podcast. We thank you for your ashe. We thank you for your presence.
Ashe.
Ashe, ashe, ashe.
Mm. Till next time, double.
Odabo.